Next on the news, Diocese of Brooklyn teachers put a lot of care into their classrooms. Their preparations ahead of the first day of school, helping their students go above and beyond.
It's easy to shoot for the stars when your classroom is already in outer space. I'm Jessica Easthope with one teacher's theme that's helping her future rocket scientists reach new heights.
Pope Francis is preparing for the longest trip of his pontificate next week. The Holy Father traveling to Asia and Oceania for 11 days. Plus, this novelty treat was turned into an inspiring symbol.
A Queens bakery spreading the message of the Holy Father by sharing his face on these cookies with inmates at Rikers Island. I'm Katie Vasquez, and I'll have that story coming up.
I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. It's the final steps as the final days of summer wind down. Teachers across Brooklyn and Queens prepping their classrooms for the first day back to school. In just 1 week, teachers will welcome dozens of students to their classrooms where their kids will grow body, mind, and soul. For one teacher in Rosedale, Queens, that means giving her students the space to succeed by giving her classroom an outer space theme. Currents News' Jessica Easthope was there as the finishing touches were placed.
A lot of teachers go above and beyond for their students.
Mr. Star, Mr. Star.
In second grade at St. Clare Catholic Academy in Rosedale, Loren Whitley takes it to a new level.
I have a sun table, a moon table, the stars with the constellations, so they learn different parts of their universe and they understand how dynamic they are as individuals in the universe, but also how they have to be a part of something so much greater.
From the outside looking in, her solar system themed classroom is a fun and colorful environment. But after a little space exploration, Loren will tell you it serves a bigger purpose.
I find that for visual learners, making sure that I have the resources that mirrors the work and content in their textbooks, it's easier for them to recall their information. Decorations help inspire their inquisitive nature.
As a veteran teacher, Loren knows that where kids learn is just as important as how they learn, and that with an inviting and exciting classroom, they'll gravitate toward the material at hand.
Children learn best when they're happy and comfortable, when they know, like, I'm gonna be accepted in this room, and that's the first thing that I try to teach kids, to accept all ways of thinking and individuality.
God is truly in everything we do.
Loren connects everything to Christ.
Science connects to the solar system, connects to matter, connects to Jesus' divinity.
As she helps her students find their place in the universe, she's already in hers.
Reach for the stars. Welcome to second grade.
In Rosedale, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
If you want to send your children to Catholic school this year, there's still time. Just visit CatholicSchoolsBQ.org or call 718-965-7380 for more information. Currents News is also helping kids get ready for back to school. We're airing a special program highlighting what makes Catholic academies across the Diocese of Brooklyn so great. From their commitment to educating every child, no matter where they are, to forming their students in faith. We'll be showing it all this Friday, August 30th at our normal time, 7 p.m. Be sure to tune in as we say goodbye to summer and hello to this exciting school year. The tablet is also gearing up for back to school. The paper collaborated with Catholic Academies and the Diocese of Brooklyn Superintendent's Office to make a special supplement with everything parents and students need to know. If you want a copy, just head to the paper's website, thetablet.org. You'll find it right there on their homepage. While you're there, check out this special offer you can only get from Currents News and the tablet's parent company, DeSales Media Group. They're giving away 4 free tickets to Cyclones games happening next week, September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. All you have to do is bring a physical copy of this ad that's in this week's edition of the tablet, or you can print it out on the tablet's website and bring it to the box office on the day of the game. Of course, the tablet is also filled with Catholic news you can't find anywhere else. including a fast-acting visiting priest who is being hailed as his parish's hero, and a Long Island scientist who has spent his life studying the Shroud of Turin, the believed burial cloth of Jesus. You can see all these stories and more by picking up this week's paper at your local church. But if you want to support Catholic journalism, consider becoming a member. You can do so by going online to thetablet.org/become-a-member. Speaking of the shroud, a new study about the stains on the cloth says they are consistent with how Christ's road to Calvary is described in the Gospels. An Italian researcher claims that analysis of the blood stains on the side and front of the cloth shows blood flowing in 3 different directions, with the person bleeding upright at a 45-degree angle and horizontal. There were also reportedly 3 colors of blood, one of which the researcher claims likely occurred while Jesus was on the cross. Pope Francis is preparing for the longest trip of his pontificate next week. On Labor Day, the Holy Father kicks off his journey to Asia and Oceania, where for 11 days he'll visit Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Singapore, and Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste is the only nation on the itinerary that is majority Catholic at 96%. Indonesia is majority Muslim, Papua New Guinea majority Christian, and Singapore majority Buddhist. Wherever the Pope goes, he always inspires others during his visits, and that includes the Diocese of Brooklyn. While the last time the pontiff stepped foot in the United States was in 2015, his influence can be felt throughout Brooklyn and Queens, including at an Italian pastry shop, which was recently inspired by the Holy Father again. Currents News' Katie Vasquez explains from Astoria.
Since 1937, Laguli Pastry Shop in Astoria has been making Italian sweets.
The traditional Italian cannolis, the sfogliatelle. So these are my grandparents, my grandfather, my grandmother.
Maria's grandfather, Paolo Notoro, started the business after immigrating from Palermo, Sicily.
It's a sense of pride. It's a sense of, my grandfather built this. He was, a pioneer back in the 20s when he came over.
And for the past nearly 100 years, his shop and his faith has been passed down through the generations. In 2015, Maria got the chance to combine the two together.
These are the Pope cookies.
Creating this commemorative cookie for the Holy Father's visit to the U.S.
A shortbread cookie, so eggs, flour, sugar, butter.
Maria is a parishioner of Immaculate Conception Church and continues to be inspired by the Pope. In May of this year, she watched in awe as the Holy Father visited Verona's Montorio prison, which has some of the highest suicide rates in Italy.
And I feel like these prisoners aren't treated as humans at a certain point. And he just brought humanity back to them.
The images moved her to spread the Pope's message of hope, so she teamed up with Father Zachariah Persuti, founder of Thrive for Life Prison Project, a nonprofit that creates opportunities for spiritual development to incarcerated and formerly incarcerated individuals. The pair brought 100 Pope Francis cookies to Rikers Island, a special treat for the inmates after Mass.
Baking for somebody is very human, so it was a very dignified visit.
The commemorative cookie changing from novelty to a sweet memory for Maria and the inmates.
They were like, I don't want to eat the Pope.
One she hopes will motivate the men behind bars to move toward a better path.
There's much more to this life. It doesn't end here.
In Astoria, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Be sure to stick with New York's Pope Station, Currents News, and the tablet for continuing coverage of the Holy Father's trip. That is this Currents News update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.